Imagine a thief who has a key to your bank account. Every night he steals a tiny fraction of your wealth. No alarms go off. This isn't a fantasy, it's happening right now. You won't find it on your pay stub, and politicians will never openly admit to it. Yet it silently erodes your life savings, devalues your salary, and steals your financial future. We call it inflation, but let's be honest, it's a scam. The oldest financial trick in the book to transfer wealth from you to them. It's a rigged game. It siphons purchasing power from the working class and funnels it directly to the government and the financial elite who understand the system. It's the perfect tax because they don't need your vote to take it. And here's the harsh reality. Inflation is not a mistake. It is a deliberate weapon, a calculated method for governments to fund their spending addictions without sparking a tax revolt. Look at the Roman Empire. They paid soldiers in real silver, but endless wars drained the treasury dry. Did they cut spending? No, they debased the currency. They mixed cheap metals into the coins, essentially watering down the money supply while keeping the face value the same. At first, it seemed like free money. Then reality hit. Prices skyrocketed. The economy collapsed back into barter. The currency became worthless tokens. Fast forward to revolutionary France. The government started printing paper money called assignats, like confetti. The result was predictable: total collapse. Paris burned with bread riots. Merchants rejected the paper currency. The government hadn't officially raised taxes, they just printed their citizens into poverty. Then came the Weimar Republic in Germany, the ultimate cautionary tale. Inflation moved so fast that workers needed to be paid twice a day just to afford lunch. People ran to stores to spend cash before it became worthless by sunset. Kids used stacks of money as building blocks. A loaf of bread cost billions. But here's the twisted part. Governments watched this disaster and took notes, not on how to avoid it, but on how to weaponize it. Why? Because inflation is the ultimate loophole. Borrow trillions today, print money tomorrow, and pay it back with currency that's worth pennies. You never get a bill for this tax. You just feel the pain at the gas pump and the grocery store. It's a feature, not a bug. The British Empire mastered this scam. They branded inflation as shared sacrifice, masking the reality of patriotic theft. In 1971, Nixon removed the final guardrail by depegging the dollar from gold. Since then, the printers have been running on overdrive with zero accountability. Do the math. Your savings account pays 1%, but inflation is 5%. You aren't saving, you are actively bleeding wealth every single year. That wealth doesn't disappear, it transfers. It moves from your bank account to the asset holders, the people who own real estate and stocks, while your cash turns to dust. It's a wealth redistribution scheme disguised as economic policy. We saw the preview in the 1970s when double-digit inflation ravaged the U.S. It got so bad that the Fed had to nuke the economy, hiking rates to 20% just to stop the bleeding. The mask slipped in 2008. When the banks gambled and lost, the government printed trillions to bail them out, rebranding it with a fancy term, quantitative easing. It was a bailout for Wall Street and a stick-up for Main Street. Asset prices exploded, enriching the top 1%, while wages flatlined for everyone else. Then in 2020, they doubled down. Money printing went parabolic. Briefly, it felt like magic, free stimulus checks for everyone. But there is no such thing as a free lunch. The bill came due in 2022 with roaring inflation, doubling energy bills and crushing grocery prices. Inflation became the universal tax. From Argentina to Zimbabwe, the story remains the same. The poor pay for the mistakes of the powerful. They even try to gaslight you, calling it healthy inflation. They claim a 2% theft is actually good for you. What they don't say is that healthy inflation just means your savings bleed out slowly instead of quickly. It's still bleeding. That's why they manipulate the data. Ask yourself, if your grocery bill doubled, but they say inflation is only 2%, who's profiting from the lie? So how do you survive the scam? History is clear. In Rome, those who held real gold survived. Those who trusted the government's coins lost everything. In the 1970s, hard assets like real estate were the only shield. Cash is trash in these scenarios. Physical assets are king. Politicians won't stop because they can't. It's much easier to let inflation stealthily confiscate your wealth than to admit they're broke. Inflation is a tax, the most unfair tax in history. Next time prices rise, remember, this is not an accident. It is a deliberate policy, and you are the victim. If this video revealed the truth, subscribe now. The secrets to our future are already written in the past.